I've heard there was a little bit of confusion regarding exactly what you're supposed to do in your homework, so I'm trying to explain exactly what you're doing. For starters, if you look on your first worksheet, you don't have to right now, but you will notice that this right here is known as a parenthetical citation, and the word that's chosen here is supposed to be the first word if it is a last name from the actual works cited page. You'll notice this is McDowell and it relates to here. The point is, for your quote or your paraphrase or your summary, you are trying to tell your audience, I pulled it from McDowell, so that whenever they look on the works cited page, they can see which full citation has the actual quote, so they can go back to the original source and find the quote itself and see it within its original context. It's helpful for them. That's the purpose. This number right here, the 591, that is just the page number where the quote can be found. So page numbers don't go down here. Now what you're doing on homework is you are working with two different papers. One of them is a worksheet, which is worksheet 11. This is the one that you want. You want this by your side as you're typing up your homework and working on it. It is critical for it. You have multiple sources on here. Some of them are extra and are not supposed to be on here, but you need to figure out which ones actually are supposed to be here. You will do that by looking at the essay I sent you in an email. The essay is this one. You need to do a couple of things to start off with. If you can, double click up here, highlight this last name and change it to yours. As an example, I'm just going to change this one. I'll change it to Jones. Hit close. Now you need to change this part to just your first name and last name. Then you need to change this to my name, an essay writing, and this down here needs to reflect the date on which you worked on it or the date which it is due. Okay, now you're going to get to work on the rest of the paper, and you do not need to put your first name and last name exactly as I have it here. You would actually put your real first name and last name. Okay, so we are going to look through and find the first parenthetical citation, which is right here. This does not have a last name. This has a date. This has a year. This relates back to your full kind of works cited page, but you're going to look through it and you're looking at mostly this end part right here where there are dates. Now this one can actually be found down at the bottom. So we have the date right here, 1998. So that means you're going to pull the last or the first word that's on here, which is a last name, Sheridan. And you're only pulling one word because in this case it is a last name. If you are not working with a last name, you could pull more than one word, such as if we were working with this one. Then you would want to pull religion and the federal government. You want it to make sense and look clean and obvious. So you don't necessarily have to pull the part 2, and you want it to be kind of as short as possible and yet still make sense. So this one, I would probably go a little bit longer with it if you were to put that in a parenthetical citation. But for right now, this is the one that we're pulling because it refers to our 1998. So Sheridan is the last name. You will not have this copy on your computer. You will have it by your side in a hard copy version. But you'll need to go to here and change out the 1998 and put in the last name of Sheridan. This is how you correct that parenthetical citation, and then you're done with that one, and you need to go find the next one that you should replace. Now, I want to find a particular one. We have one here, we have one here. There's the 1998 again. is it 2006, 2001, 2009. Okay, this is one of the ones I wanted to find for a particular reason. This is 2000. If you look at there it is. On here, you're looking for the one that says 2000. This is going to be the first one here. This is the only one that has the date of 2000. Now, you'll also notice some of these have dates that are very similar. This has 2010, and this one has 2010. So, yes, they are the same one, but the one that is special in this whole citation, actually it goes down to the URL, the one that's special in the whole citation is 2000. And so that's the one that it's actually connected to. Barton is the last name, but we have 3 citations on here of Barton. Your readers need to know which one you are referring to in the parenthetical citation, which is the part above in the parentheses. So in order to do that, we're going to pull from the first point where it begins to differ, because all of these have wall builders, issues, and articles. But here's the difference right here, and it's fairly long, but you can just cut it at the founders and it still makes sense. So we're going to do the last name, Barton, comma, and then we're going to pull the founders. And that's what we're going to put right here. So rather than 2000, you'll highlight that and then you'll say Barton, comma, the founders, because that's the particular article from which the quote was pulled. Now there is a special one in here. Let's see, I think it's actually further back up. Okay, here's one that's 2010. You saw 2 of them that already had the date of 2010. But there's one of them on here that only has the dates of 2010. And so that is the one that is connected with that 2010 in parentheses. Once you have finished correcting all of the parenthetical citations, then you need to go down here to the blank Works Cited page. You're going to need to fill this out yourself by looking at this Works Cited page and only typing up the full citations from which were represented up above in the parenthetical citations. So again, there are 2 of these full citations that don't belong on here because there is no parenthetical citation for them up above in the essay. So you need to figure out which couple on here don't belong, and then whenever you type it up onto here, you leave them off. Now when you type it up, I want to show you. I'm just going to take this as an example. I'm going to copy and paste it onto here. I know you don't have that luxury. I have a specific purpose behind that. Normally, whenever you type it on here, everything is going to start off looking like this. You are welcome to press Tab and make sure that that is indented over after the first line. Now you'll notice on here, as soon as you have a new citation, that first line, it comes back out, but then every line after that is back in, and then back out, and then back in. So if it's a first line, it's supposed to be off as far over to the left as possible, and then for these, they're supposed to be halfway over to the 1. So you can do that by either pressing Tab, which if you were to go back and change some stuff if you had to, that could throw you off. Best way to do it is to highlight the whole citation, not the thing that says Works Cited. Grab the bottom triangle and pull it halfway to the 1. You can do that on all of your citations and it will structure it perfectly. So if you have any questions, call me, text me, or email me and let me know, and I'll be more than willing to help you out.